scholarship. A full scholarship means that I did not have to pay a penny to go to college. So I was so blessed to do that. So while I was in college, I thought, I'm still working on my dream that I had when I was young, your age. And so, like I told you, I wanted to be either a police officer or run in the USA Olympics. So I decided that I would major and study criminal justice because I wanted to be a police officer ever since I was your age, right? So you can change it, Ms. Huff. So that's what I did. That was me when I first started. And I know I look super young. And yes, I was a little skinnier, but it's okay. So, yeah, so that was me. I was a rookie. I was new. I was fresh, new. And I was really fulfilling my dream. One that I had when I was in third and fourth and fifth grade in elementary school. I knew I wanted to be a police officer. And that was a long journey, but I had finally made it. Okay, Ms. Huff. Okay, so now we're going to fast forward 22 years later. Can y'all say 22? Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, 22 years later, that's me. I've been doing this job for a very long time. So let me tell you something significant about my job, my role. So the police department has been around for almost 200 years in our city. 200 years. So, and when women started in police work in the early 1900s, we weren't allowed to arrest people. They hired women police officers to care for kids or do clerical work or work in the office or work in the jail. So we didn't really have real police powers. So we've come a long way. So it was significant for me because when I came on, the police profession, back in the day, it was just all men. But now you'll see it's so very diverse. And so when I came on 22 years ago, I knew that I wanted to be a supervisor. So I started working hard and I became the only 4 African-American police sergeants. So that was the first level of supervision. And think about it, in over 200 years, so that was a huge accomplishment. But then I was like, this is not enough. I studied some more. And then I studied for the next level, which is a lieutenant. And when I did that, I was only the second African-American female to ever achieve that in 200 years. And I can tell you, 5 years ago, I broke the ceiling again. I became the only 4th African-American only in the history of this agency to now be a chief. So you see that star on my shoulder? That represents my rank. So I am super excited to always tell people my story, and because it just takes hard work. If you can dream it, if you can dream it, you can achieve it if you do the things that you need to do. And I know that you all are hard workers because you all are rockets. I know about rockets. So at the beginning of my conversation with you, I told you I wanted to be 2 things. One was obviously a police. What was the other thing that I want to be? Tell your teacher. What's the other thing that I said I wanted to be or do? Yeah, y'all are smart. I know, I can read your lips. Yes. I always wanted to run track in the USA Olympics because I absolutely loved Jesse Owens. So guess what? I didn't get a chance to go to the Olympics, the USA Olympics. But when I started and I became a police officer, I was able to run track in the police Olympics for 10 years. And look at this. I brought all of my medals. You see that? Let me see this camera. Yes! I hope you can see all those medals. And I love showing that, right? Because look, you truly can be whatever you want to be. I know a lot of people say that. It may sound cliche, but it is true. If you have it in your heart and you're going to work hard and you're going to have a good attitude, and guess what? You got to be nice to people, and then people will be nice to you. So that is my story, and I am ready to answer your questions.
Thank you. I just put a note into the chat that you may go ahead and add any questions that your class had to that chat, or if you would like, you can raise your hand so I know that you have someone that is willing to come to the computer and unmute themselves and ask a question that they wrote down. So either way. So Miss Oostemir.
Okay, we have some questions from the students. Lamina, come over here.
How young were you when you decided you wanted to be a police officer?
How old are you?
9.
You're 9. That's how old I was. I was 9 too. Yes, I was 9. Thank you for that question. Are you interested in being a police girl?
No, I actually want to be a veterinarian.
Oh my goodness. That is awesome. I just know that you're going to be a great veterinarian. So congratulations already for what you're going to become. Nice to meet you.
Okay, we have one more if there's no one in the line. Millie?
Go ahead.
How does it feel to be an officer?
I absolutely love being an officer. Obviously, because when I was young, I always had it in my heart that I wanted to be a police officer. So when you grow up and you're able to be what you want in your heart, it is so fulfilling. So I always tell people, always go in a profession and do a job that you're going to love doing every day. And then it won't be like it's work because it's going to be something that you love doing. But I love it. Thank you.
Okay, I think Mrs. King's class has their hand raised.
Good morning. Okay, so how does Black History Month influence you?
Well, I love all the achievements of the people that have come before me. So I shared with you all of my achievements that I've been able to do. And I certainly didn't do it by myself, right? There were people that came before me that were able to do it. So when I saw that they could do it, it gave me, it just got me excited and it made me believe that I could do it too. So there is so much that we all can learn from people that came before us and did amazing things and created things. So it's great. And I'm so proud to represent the African American community. I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of the things that people have done. So my job now is to now do things and leave a legacy for people that will come behind me. So we all should be role models at one point in our lives.
Thank you.
Great question.
And I think we have one more. What is your favorite part of your job?
My absolutely favorite part of my job is talking with young people like you. I love kids. I even ran a nonprofit, my own business with serving youth. So I love youth. I advocate for youth. I share a lot of time, spend a lot of time with youth, and I just like protecting kids. So that's my favorite part of my job. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Black's class, it looks like they have their hand raised and students waiting to ask some questions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, have you ever been in like an actual real big crime?
Repeat it one more time.
Have you ever been in this like a really big crime scene?
Yeah, so I've been a police officer 22 years, so I've been to every type of crime scene that you can imagine. So, and that is not it's really hard going to a lot of the crime scenes. So, but it's rewarding when we're able to arrest those people who victimize people in our community. So the answer is yes, I have. Thank you.
My question is like, what is it like to handle like a robber or a thief?
What is it like to who?
To handle like a robber or a thief.
Well, initially it's a scary situation, but that's part of our job. We're brave, and we take an oath to serve and protect you and our community. So, but after we get them and we take them to jail, we feel good.
Wow. Okay, thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
My question is, what is the difference between a police officer and a correction officer?
Oh, that is such a great question. So police officers are the ones outside in the police cars. We're like, if you're home and you call the police, 911, police officers like me are coming. So when we arrest somebody, we take them to the jail. So you have corrections officers in the jail that take care of all the people that we put in jail. So they work inside the jail or they work inside our prisons. So we arrest them, and the police arrest the criminals, and then we take them to the correction people to watch them while they're incarcerated. That's a great question.
Does Mrs. Black's class have any more?
Yeah, one more.
What's the difference between a police officer and a military officer?
This is pretty much the same. So the military officers work on military bases. So like we have a couple military bases here. So those officers on the military base, they don't have jurisdiction in our community. So they strictly just deal with people that are on the base. And for us, now we work together. Like if there's a call on the base and the police on the base need our assistance, we will go on the base and help them. But typically they only handle things that are on the base, and then we handle everything else in our community. That's a good question.
Thank you. That's all of us.
So Mrs. Lassoff's class has a question. I don't know if you're familiar, Officer Burton, but we use Child Safety Matters at our school.
Yes.
You would be happy about that. But I think her student might have a question related to some of those lessons, and they actually did a writing project this past month about this. So,
Okay.
Lassoff.
Hi.
Hello.
You take your mask on.
Miss, so in class right now, we were writing on an abduction essay. Have you ever been in an abduction like case?
I think I have only in my career, I worked a case where a lady pulled up to the store and she left her car running, and she ran in the store and she left her car running with her baby in the car, and some guy came and jumped in her car to steal her car, and the baby was still in the car. So he took off and we began to pursue them. And that day it was a lot of traffic. So they got stuck behind a big JTA bus. So we were able to capture this individual and save the baby. So that's the only one that I have worked, but we have had, some over the years. Great question.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think we have one more. It's not on the same topic.
What's your least favorite part of your job?
The least favorite part is really people that I see that are hurting, people that have been victimized, especially kids. When I go to calls and kids have been abused in any form or fashion. So that's the biggest thing. Just, seeing that people have been hurt, for evil reasons and bad people. So that's why I took this job, because I want to protect people. So with that comes, seeing a lot of horrific things. So that's probably the hard thing about my job.
Okay, it looks like there's another question from Mrs. Black's class. Taj, is that you with your hand up?
Miss R, we have a, oh, sorry.
I went to the WNBA.
I say it again, baby.
Could you have went to the WNBA?
Oh my goodness, that's such a great question. Guess what? I tried out for the WNBA. I did, but at the time I didn't make the team, but I did my best and it was a great experience. So I think I was a little too short, at the time, but I did. And I'm good friends with the former president of the WNBA as well, because she lives right here in Jacksonville. So I have a lot of friends that played in the WNBA. So thank you for asking a question. And I'm so glad, proud to see that you are a safety patrol. I always wanted to be a safety patrol. So good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a long line in here waiting, whole class,
Look
for
at
questions.
We have one more question. We'll come up.
In training, did you get tased?
I did. Everybody gets tased when they come through the academy. And I think it's so important. So we will know if somebody tried to tase us, what it would feel like. And then they train us on what to do if we're tased. And I can tell you, it hurts.
Yeah. I'm not going to be safe.
I want to get tased. Okay. Go ahead and ask.
How much do you get paid?
How much do I get paid? That is a great question, honey. Let me tell you something. That's why you have to go to school and finish school and go to college so you can have a decent paying job. And on a side note, they need to pay teachers more money. But anyway, so I think right now when you start at an entry level police officer, I want to say it's close to $40,000 a year. So it varies. And I can tell you right now, I'll tell you what I make every hour. I make about $60 an hour. So I'm very blessed, but I've been doing this a long time. So.
All right, Mrs. Watson's class, I saw your arms waving. Are you there, Mrs. Watson?
Yes, go ahead, Carson. Oh, finally. Okay.
Buddy.
What do you do on a daily basis?
On a daily basis. So I am a chief. So I am in charge of all the officers who live in the Arlington area. Like where your school is, I'm in charge of all that area. So I just I make sure that my officers are out here answering calls and serving and protecting everybody in this community. I'm responsible for ensuring that there's not a lot of crime. I'm responsible for building relationships with people in our community, in our zone. So today was perfect. So I'm doing my job well because I'm meeting people like you that's in my area. So so that's what I do. I have about probably about 150 people that I supervise. Thank you for the question. Your volume's low, baby.
Nice and loud, Aveen.
Did you ever study to be anything else when you were in college?
What'd she say?
One more time, Aveen, real loud.
Did you ever study to be anything else in college?
Did you ever study to be anything else in college?
So I took psychology because I thought maybe I would be a counselor, but you end up being a counselor when you're a police officer. So, but mainly I focused on being a police officer.
And Salma, one more. Did you train with black men and women? Or did you train with all whites as well?
Mrs. Watson, we can't hear the questions from your class. I'm not sure why.
So someone was asking, were you able to train with all different races, or were you training with just African American men and women?
I couldn't hear what she
Did you train with everyone or were you in a separate group?
In the police academy or when?
Police academy, I believe.
In the police academy? No, it was a mixture. It was very few females though. I think it was probably about 3 or 4 females and the rest were males. A few minorities, not many. It was probably 5 African Americans in the class of I believe like 40.
Okay, Miss Oostehammer's class. Looks like you have a line.
Okay, go ahead.
How old were you when you started training in the Olympics?
Well, I went to the Olympics when I became a police officer. So that was about 23, 24 years old. I was in very good shape though, because I played college basketball and I ran track in college. So when I started my career in law enforcement, I was still in good shape. So.
When you was a kid, what encouraged you to become a police officer?
So when I was a kid, what encouraged me? Well, I lived in Miami and my grandfather had a business and there were a lot of bad people like selling drugs and I saw how they destroyed our community and hurt people. So I always said when I grew up that I would one day be a police officer so I can put all the bad people in jail. So I just always had a desire to help people and also put bad people in jail. So what better profession to do that in?
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is a really weird question, but do you like donuts?
I love that question, honey. No, I had some yesterday though, and I only like Krispy Kreme. So if y'all ever see me, I will
Do you still like basketball?
Oh, listen. Look.
Yes.
I love basketball, even now. And also last year I came to your school because I participated in a basketball game with the high schoolers at the gym. So I think we won. Maybe not. I can't remember, but it was fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have a long line. If you want, we can continue or you can ask someone else.
That's fine. I can go as long as y'all have time.
Miss Ham, what do you think?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
Do you still go to the Olympics?
No, I don't. I got a little older and I have children. I have grandchildren. I have a great responsibility and I've kind of grown out of it as well. So I don't, but I do like to watch it. When you get older, your body changes. So you're not as fast, you're not as strong, not as competitive. I may be competitive in my mind, but I don't do a lot of running anymore. I walk though.
Okay.
So in between some of these questions, though, I would like to throw in some of the questions that have been put into the chat.
Okay.
Kids apparently have a lot of questions for you, officer.
I love it. They're so smart.
But some of them are really great. One of the questions is, can you request what type of unit you are in charge of, or is your unit assigned to you?
So you can request to work in different areas of the agency. I've worked in a lot of different agencies, but when you become appointed as a chief, the sheriff, the #1 police chief, he puts you where he wants you to be.
Okay. And they also are dying to see your duty belt.
Well, I don't have my duty belt on. So I have this. I got my gun and I got my cuffs right here. But see if somebody out there with their duty belt. I can get somebody in here so you can see their duty belt though. Let me see.
Okay.
Yes.
And one more question is, how many cases a day do you typically go to? And have you ever been undercover?
Yes, I've been undercover at my level. As a chief, my really job is really in an office now. My job is really like Miss Huff's job. Like she's the principal of the school. I'm like the principal of my substation, this area that I oversee. So I do a lot of administrative stuff, but the officers are busy every day. They can probably handle anywhere from 15 to 20 calls a day. So, and they all vary in terms of how long the call takes. So, but we're busy.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll bounce back to just some other classes a chance. Mrs. Black, I see, is that Brent?
Yes, ma'am. We've got a couple sort of personal questions. But go ahead, Brent.
Okay,
Come
so
close and be loud.
I recognize that you said that you went to Wolfson High School, and my grandmother, she went there also. But do you recognize anybody by the name of the last name of Carbert?
I don't remember. Is your, you know how old your mom is?
I think she's probably like 50 or 52.
Oh, okay, so I'm 46. So
I'm gonna say that's a hard no on his mom, and we won't tell her we won't tell her he said that old.
I can tell you, your mom is awesome because she is a wolf pack. So you tell her you met me today.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up on in the south side of town, over near Wolfson, in the Mandarin area. So that's where I grew up, majority of my life. I was born in Miami though, and I moved here when I was young.
Have you ever worked with a K-9 unit?
Yes, all the time. We always, when we go on calls, and we'll call them if we need them, and yeah, we work with them all the time. They're a great tool for us, especially like if we need to search a building or we're conducting a traffic stop, because a lot of the dogs, they're able to let us know if somebody has narcotics or drugs in their vehicles, or if we're searching for a suspect and the suspect runs and we can, the dog could catch him. Yeah, so they're a great tool. But also we use them to go out and do presentations for kids. Like one day we can have the K9 come and see y'all.
So a question from the chat is, have you ever had to pepper spray someone?
Have I who?
Have you ever had to pepper spray someone?
Oh, yes. A lot of times. Yes. Yes, I have.
And another question was, what has been the scariest moment while you have been working as a police officer?
The scariest moments? Oh, there are a lot of scary moments. I can't remember the scariest, but obviously when we're in situations where we're in fear for our life, and I'm in a situation with a violent person that's committed a really bad crime, and now I have to go and arrest them. It's scary, but we overcome it just so we can, uphold the oath that we've taken to protect our community. So we're not scared long. We just handle business,
Another question was, did you have a support system to help you achieve all of these goals that you've had in life?
I did. I had some challenges as a teenager, like a lot of teens do, but I was able to overcome them. And so that's a great question. And sometimes the support system is right at your school as well. So I want y'all to always know that you can depend on your teachers as well. Okay. So a support system is very, very important.
We're your support system, guys. So Mrs. Unju's class, I see you have a line again.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Go ahead, Taj.
My question is, did you get tased before you were a police officer?
In the police academy, they tase all of us. But prior to that, I've only been tased one time, and that was in training.
Oh, okay.
Next.
While you were accomplishing your dream, did anyone ever demotivate you?
He said demotivate.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes. I think that's a part of life, though. You know, sometimes we demotivate ourselves as well. So, life is not easy. Growing up is not easy. You're gonna have challenges. You're gonna fall sometime, but you got to get back up. You're gonna have these barriers, but you really got to have the courage to overcome barriers, whether you go around them, underneath them, or above them. And I certainly had my share of challenges, though. But you have to depend on that support system, and you have to do things that make you happy, So, and you can get through them. But certainly, all of us, and you will too. It's just, it just depends on how you're going to handle it and how you're going to come through it. So, having a positive mindset is so very important, and having positive people around you is important as well. Great question. Look at Jessica, she's home.
How many times did you win basketball games?
I'm sorry?
How many times did you win basketball games?
How many times did I win? You're looking at a champion, honey. We won a lot of games. We won more games than lost. So, and guess what, though? I want you to know that even if you don't win, if you had fun and you gave your best, that's all that matters. You can't win them all, but you have to have a winning mindset. And again, if you're doing something that you love, you should give your all. And at the end of the game, win, lose, or draw, if you've done your best and you've enjoyed it, you have won.
So go back to a few that are in the chat. Someone would like to know if you would consider running for office.
I love that. Yes, actually, I would consider. Actually, I'm considering right now too. I'm thinking about my future. I just hope that y'all will vote for. Y'all won't even be old enough to vote, but you can tell your family. If y'all see me ever in the future running for office and y'all see me on TV, I want you to tell your parents, I know her. Vote for her, for me, okay?
So, Miss Smith, you have been there patiently waiting.
Go ahead, Bailey.
How old were you when you started to be a police officer?
I was 23.
That's pretty young. Miss King's class, I see you have a very motivated line over there.
Go ahead, Dante.
Okay, this is a weird question, but are you into WWE?
I'm sorry?
Are you into WWE?
I'm not, but believe it or not, there was a show called The Gladiators. You're probably too young, but I think back in 1995 we had the show Gladiators, and they came to Orlando, and I asked my coach in college. I said, I need to try out for the Gladiators because I told you I was strong, I was fast, and I was just bold and brave, right, and so competitive. And they brought the Gladiators to Orlando, and I went and asked my coach, can I try out? And he was like, no. He said, you're here on a basketball scholarship, and if you risk getting hurt with the Gladiators. So I had to make a choice. I'd rather stayed in school to get my degree, but I always had a desire. But no, I don't watch any. I don't participate in any of that either. So good question.
Thank you.
So, what is it like ranking up to
What is it like ranking up to pursuit to sergeant and then to chief?
Oh, it is such an amazing feeling, especially because I know where just women have come from in general in this country. And especially in regards to like law enforcement, how at first they didn't have any women, and then when they started to hire us, they wouldn't give us a badge or a gun, and they made us because we're naturally caregivers. They made us just care for kids, but then that started changing over the years because women, we became to prove ourselves that we are just as good, So it was a lot of hard work, and it just shows the world that if you can dream it, if you want to do it, you put the hard work in, and you become proficient in the things that the job requires, that you can achieve anything. So, and I've been able to do that. So I've been very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your most amazing story being a police officer?
The most amazing story?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess I have so many, but I think one that just stood out. So when I was in high school here, I met a police officer who introduced me to the Police Athletic League, which is a nonprofit, it's a youth serving organization where you go and play sports. So he invited me there, and when I was 16 years old, so in 2015, I became the executive director. I became I became the person to run the organization. So I thought that was awesome because my life came full circle. So as a teenager, I would go to this after school program, and then years later, I was running. I was in charge of the program. So I am most proud of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more from that class.
What was your basketball team's name in college?
Golden Knights. The Golden Knights in Orlando.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go through some of the questions that are in the chat as well. If I could get all of the students to sit down to make sure that you're hearing what's being said, because some of you are so excited, bouncing up and down. One question that has popped up several times is, what do you think the most important jobs are in the police force?
The most important job for me is to, well, a couple. So one is to build relationships. We need our community members to trust us, so we need to build relationships. The second one is to prevent and reduce crime, so we can protect our community. So those are the top two things for sure.
And they're wanting to know, has anyone ever pulled a gun on you?
No, nobody's ever pulled a gun on me. Thank God. Yes.
They're also asking if you could tell them or show them what the pepper spray looks like.
Go see somebody else out there. I got my belt. I'm trying to get an officer in here, but my belt is in the car. So when you become the administrator like I am, I'm not required to carry my full belt, but I keep it in my car. So if I go out, I'll put it on. But because I sit at my desk a lot, and it's very, very heavy. So I don't have it on my person. So, and a lot of us don't carry the pepper spray anymore because we have the taser. So it's optional. So but you'll see some officers carry both, but most of them just have the tasers now because those are more effective now.
I think we have a few that also would like to become police officers, and they want to know what the training is like to become a police officer.
Yes, that's so good. That's a great question. So the training is like school. You go back to school. And then you have the classroom portion where they teach you about the law, all the textbook information, but then you'll go through a series of training, like they teach you defensive tactics, like how to, handle people physically. And you'll go to the gun range because you'll learn how to shoot your gun. You'll go to the driving range because you got to learn how to drive a police car. So it's just like you're in school, and it's 6 months long. So you'll be in like the police academy or school for 6 months.
And you've got to be pretty physically fit and be eating healthy, I'm assuming.
Yes, no donuts. Okay. Okay, good. I'm about to have an officer coming here in a minute.
All right. They also want to know, on average, how many hours does a police officer work in a day?
About 12 hours. 12 long hours.
All right. So to put that in perspective, you guys go to school about 7 hours. So that's a very long day. What is the difference between police and SWAT?
They all are police. We're all police. SWAT. The SWAT unit is a different unit. It is a elite unit. These are people that have a high skill set. They are able to track down the most violent people in our community and take them into custody. So they are elite. They have a very specialized training, and they are like the cream of the crop. So they're physically fit, they're mentally fit, they are sharp, and they have such a unique skill set that allows them to be in that unit. But we're all police officers.
They're also curious, how many African American women are in the police station that you work at?
Where I work, well, just in this, just in my zone, I think I have about 5 of us. In the agency, I would have to look, but we probably roughly have probably a couple hundred African Americans. So out of about, I think, 1,800. So okay. Hold on, here's Sergeant Borger right here.
Good morning.
Look, they want to see your gear. You see, he got his pepper spray right here. That's his pepper spray. They want to see, where's your taser? This is his taser right here. You see? Okay, so show me. That's his taser. Turn around. These are his extra bullets for his gun. This is his radio. I'm just glad he got his handcuffs right here. And he has his tourniquet. So when he's out and somebody's shot or they have a deep cut or something, we can save their lives because he'll tie this on to stop the bleeding. He has a flashlight. So when he's working in the dark or going into a building that's dark, and he has his weapon. Oh, he has a knife.
Window break and seatbelt cutter.
Yeah. He can cut his seatbelt or break a window with that. And his key. He got his body cam right here. So be nice because we can record everything people do and say. And so, see, he has a gold badge because he is also a supervisor. Okay, stoop now so they can see your face. There he goes. And he is awesome.
Got great leadership to follow.
Look at him.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
That's awesome.
Guys, have a great day.
You were perfect. And the perfect person. Okay.
So mental health has been widely talked about here at school in general, but particularly, here recently. So one of the questions is, have you ever had to help a person that wanted to commit suicide?
Yes, all the time. Mental health is so important. I think over the years we're becoming more aware, and with training and just really creating safe spaces for our youth. And it is so important, those support groups too. So if you're not feeling well, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling discouraged, to get help. It's so important to talk about it because a lot of times, for whatever reason, people are scared. Some people are ashamed and they don't talk about it. So they start to suppress their feelings, and over time it builds up and people just get in a state of mind where they want to end it, and So mental health is very, very serious. I know for me, like growing up, I had some challenges too, you know, where I was discouraged and I wanted to give up, you know, so, but I was able to get help. So I believe in counseling. It's so good. Some people don't think counseling is good, but it is amazing and it will save your life. So last year with the COVID and with the civil unrest and, you know, people losing their jobs and just everything, kids not being able to go to school, you know, it took a toll on all of us, no matter what age you are, right? But I think it was important to have these outlets. And I think that the school district has done a tremendous job. So, and I know that at our job, we've been talking about it and, you know, just really being intentional about doing the things that we know that can keep us healthy. So that is a great question. And I can tell you over my 20-year tenure as a police officer, we are certainly improving and being able to reach and help more people.
Okay, so unfortunately, we are just about out of time because we have another speaker for our K-2 students. But first of all, thank you. This has been amazing. We would love to have you back. Does everyone agree that we would love to have Burton back?
Oh, I'm coming back. Before we leave, so I wanted to, you mentioned Child Safety Matters. So I love that organization. I do a lot of work with them. So before we go, can we, does all the kids know the 5 safety?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so I want y'all to unmute because I'm going to record it and then I'm going to send it to the founders.
Where is Mrs. Christian when you need her?
I know.
Yeah, so hold on, let me get my screen where I can see most of the kids.
I'm on the counter. I'm on camera.
Okay, let me see. So can y'all have some kids that know it, get in the microphone so we can get.
Who knows it?
Okay.
So let's review really quickly before she
I just want to say that, yes, let's review. So what's the first safety one?
First safety rule.
What is it?
Know what's up. Know what's up.
I don't know this.
Uh-huh.
Number 2. Follow red flags. Okay, I'll tell you what. Time out. So this works a little bit better, Chief Burton, if you don't mind. I'm Mrs. Schumacher, by the way. I'm Dean of Students. I know we've met before. Not to totally come in and take over, but that's
fine. Maybe I can say it.
what I do. So, where is Taj? Can I get Taj in front of the camera because I know that he will speak it loud and clear?
He's right here.
Okay. So Taj, put your mask down so that we can hear you.
Look here.
Okay. And then if the rest of you that have the cameras on, if everybody can stand up behind your desks, push your chairs in. And we have motions, Chief Burton, so we're motions. Okay?
I can't, yeah, because of.
So when we record this, we know
camera.
from experience, this is not our Zoom recording down here. Everybody is going to mute their microphones except for Miss Black. So Taj is going to say the safety rules and the rest of us are just going to do the motions, okay? So let's practice this once and then we'll record. Okay, ready, Taj? You're going to lead us.
Okay.
So usually when we do this in class with Miss Christian, we say them twice, right?
Okay.
Right, Taj? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can you speak really loud and clear and lead us twice?
Okay.
Okay, you're in charge.
But we're practicing right now?
We're practicing right now.
Okay.
No.
All right, go to. Well, you have to do the motions, Taj.
All
right, ready, go.
Come on. No, what's up?
Do I need a different leader?
No.
Okay, it's time out.
I know you gotta be serious.
Yeah, serious?
Red flags. Spot red flags.
May move.
Make a move. Bro, what y'all doing? I just said it. Yeah, we did it. All right. What's the other one?
No blame, no shame.
Oh, talk it
I'll
up.
talk it up, yeah.
Yep.
No blame, no shame.
Correct.
No blame, no shame. No blame, no shame. All right.
Okay, I don't think, did we get it recorded?
No, we were practicing.
That was practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna record it now. Y'all ready?
Miss Unchu, can you turn the microphone back on?
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm done.
Taj is just so excited. I was trying to calm him down so he can do it.
Is he going to be able to lead this? Maybe I didn't, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he said he's gonna do it.
You can do it.
Okay, everybody
Okay.
stand up.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Taj, we're following your lead.
Okay. Know what's up. No.
What's up?
Know what's up.
What's up?
White red flags.
White red flags.
White red flags.
White red flags.
Make a move.
Okay.
Make a move. Talk it up.
Talk it up. Yes.
It up. No blame, no shame. No blame, no shame. No blame, no shame. No blame.
Great job, Rocket. Thank you so much. Don't forget those red flags.
So, Chief Burton, one more thing before you go. Real RCSA, we fill each other's buckets. Did you know that each of us carries a bucket, and this is where our feelings are, and we can fill each other's buckets by saying and doing positive things for each other, and we also fill our own buckets by those, you know, motivational things that we say to ourselves and things that we do. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, because I think I speak for everyone here that you definitely filled our buckets today. Thank you very, very much for coming on and doing this. You were excellent, and we totally enjoyed it.
Thank you. Me too.
Thank you.
So y'all just let me know. I'm just a phone call away, and I am your zone commander. Don't forget it. So
Okay, well, be careful what you say, because I will definitely reach out.
Yes.
So thank you. Have a wonderful day.
All right, expect that phone call.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless y'all. Love you.
Bye.